We're still focusing on health, and I do have the communications manager of the NHIA, Salom Adono, here in the studio. But the main issue is that the National Health Insurance Authority, effective today, is using new medicines list to serve its customers, and there are 570 medicines on this list that healthcare providers on the NHIS can prescribe to NHIS card holders when they visit the hospitals or clinics to care for. And prices of the medicines have been reviewed upward, averaging about 24%. The service tariffs have also gone up by 27.5%, which means that service providers will get paid better. So I do have Salom here, but Salom, even before, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Thanks for coming to the studio.
My pleasure.
Now, even before we start that, I did read a story about the Shanti region where some public and private health facilities in that region may be forced to close down due to their indebtedness to suppliers, and this is because the NHIA has not been able to reimburse them. It looks like issues surrounding payments will never go away.
I mean, issues surrounding payments are very legitimate because service providers work and they deserve to be paid. What has happened in the past few months, I should say, is that we have just tightened a bit our procedures, and we've added 2 extra layers for efficiency purposes and to meet what statutes require. Let me say that service providers really want 2 things. 1, to be paid on time for the services they provide, and number 2, to be paid realistic tariffs, or to be paid realistically for what they have provided or what they have given to NHIS people or NHIS members. And these 2 things we are tackling seriously. Let me tackle the issue about delays in claims payment. So as I did indicate, 2 extra layers have just been added to the process. So that made it a bit difficult in terms of fast tracking the process. Now I think we've gone past that. We've started making payments. I think last week or 2 or so we made payments, and per a plan we agreed with the service providers, we are ensuring that we go through that plan, or we go by that plan and ensure that a huge chunk of the arrears is paid before the end of this month.
So you're confident that?
Well, of course, our confidence, stems from the fact that we've also had assurances from places that, we will have the necessary funding to ensure that service providers are paid. Because if service providers are not paid, I mean, they will certainly not be able to provide healthcare, and that is what nobody wants, or that is what we don't want. So yes, we are hopeful that by the time we've given, we are able to follow the roadmap and ensure that we clear the arrears as we have agreed. It doesn't mean we're going to clear all the arrears, because the NHIS will always be in arrears, because by the very design of because by the very design of the scheme must owe before it pays. For example, you go to the healthcare facility today, you are taken care of on credit. After you have left, they have to prepare your claims form, take the claims form to the NHIS. NHIS has to vet before payment is made. Some time passes. By law, the service provider has 30 days or 1 month to submit the claim to the NHIA. NHIA also by law has 2 months to vet the claims and then make payment. So that's about 3 months. So it's when we go beyond the 3 months that the service provider rightly so have issues. And we have said that we have a roadmap with them, and we are confident that we'll follow the roadmap and clear the arrears as much as we can. So that is quite under control, and we just want to appreciate their patience all this while, and we believe that things will get better.
Now, I just read something about the list you've come up with. Is this in any way also going to contribute to the measures you're putting in place to ensure quick payment?
Well, the review of the medicines list is something we do periodically. It's by law. Every year we must review the medicines list, because the disease pattern of the country may change, so the list must be relevant to the disease pattern of the country. Economic and I mean, the economic environment changes, so the cost of medicines may be different. You must ensure that you bring it in alignment with what happens on the market or what pertains to the market. So that is what we have done. So we have reviewed the medicines list. We are implementing a new medicines list effective today. We are not just implementing a new medicines list effective today. We are also implementing new service tariffs. Service tariffs means that these are prices we pay service providers for services they provide, like procedures, surgical operations, etc. So let's say it costs 10 cedis maybe to perform a certain procedure or surgical operation. NHIS maybe in the past was paying, let's say, 8 cedis, which meant that there was a 2 cedi gap or shortfall. Who then pays for that? NHIS has increased that we're paying to them. And what it means is that some procedures, for example, have increased about 100% over. others about 60%, others about 50%. Some have remained the same, and some have been dropped or have been reduced. That's why we're saying that it averages about 27.5%. Same goes for the medicines list. The implication of this is that when NHIS members go to the hospitals, they should not be asked to top up, because now what NHIS is paying the service providers is,
so it means that
it reflects what happens in the market.
not going to pay anything.
The members should not pay
any top up,
because what we pay now is reflects market realities. So when things like that happen, when they bring it up, we're able to deal with it.
Now the question is that, yes, you are in the studio, you've spoken about it, but how does somebody in Fantiakwa or some village somewhere get to know this information you've given me? How are you sending the information across? Because it's a different thing altogether when you get down there and they don't really understand what this whole issue is about.
We're doing a number of things, like we keep saying and we keep doing. Engaging the people is important. What we are doing now is an engagement. A number of people are watching, so they get educated, they get information, they get power. What we're also doing is that we have started a process of deployment. We are deploying NHIS staff permanently to service provider sites or hospitals or clinics. We started in Accra, so facilities in Accra have NHIS personnel who are there to help our members navigate the system. So for example, when somebody goes encounters a situation he or she doesn't understand, there's nobody to talk to. There's an NHIS desk or NHIS person you go there to report to, and the person helps you understand the system. We have district offices all over the country. We have district officers who go around, and so we have enough outlets to vent your issues. We also have a call center that people call when they have issues, when they need clarification on issues, and we're able to help them. We take complaints and we address them.
All right, thank you very much, Salom Adono. He is a communications manager with the NHIA. We're looking at some new things they've brought up and also payments.